Hi everyone. Now again, it's time to apply what we've learned so far. So this is going to be a really interesting and fun assignment for you, I hope anyway. This is our synthesis paper. So we're going to take much of the information that we've already gained through the course, and we're going to apply those epidemiological practices and concepts into a meaningful context for you. So what you're going to do is actually focus in on an area that is of interest to you, whether it would be something of interest in your professional life or if it's something that's really pertinent to your practice, and maybe it could be both as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by accessing the county health rankings, and the link is included in the rubric. And we've done this before, but go to the county where your area of practice is or where your area of interest is. And what you need to do is really critically analyze the county health rankings and use that in the context of your area of interest or area of practice. What do you see? What do you see in your practice, and what are problematic areas? And kind of hone in on that data within the county health rankings. So that's how you're going to determine your topic for this paper. So make sure that it's something that is meaningful to you, because this may actually set the stage for you to build upon as you're moving forward in the DNP program as well. So keep that in mind. What you're going to do is you're going to go then to the literature, and you're going to look at some of the studies that are pertinent to that topic that you've prioritized based on the data and based on your practice. And then from that, you're going to be looking at some of the very recent data from the CDC or the World Health Organization. And what you want to focus in on are those concepts that we've covered, like mortality, incidence, prevalence, those types of things. So really hone in on that particular topic. And then we're going to not only learn about that topic, but we're also going to expand on and get that bigger view as far as what really occurs that triggers the experience of this health issue or disease experience. So we're going to be looking at developing a web of causation. So that's really important, because we need to think bigger and broader when we're looking at some of the disease processes, so we can devise effective interventions to help prevent or apply different levels of prevention in our practice. So as we scroll on down to the rubric itself, we're going to start out with the introduction, and that's where you're going to provide an overview. You're going to solidify your topic, and you're going to show why that topic is so important. So you're going to include the data in that area, and make sure that you have a very clear purpose statement for your paper, because that will set the stage for the structure of the paper. You will also do your literature review, and like I alluded to earlier, you're going to access at least 4 studies, and you may do more. That's perfectly fine, but at least 4. And what you want to do is an integrative review of the information. So it's not like an annotated bib, like one study, the next study, the next study, the next study. What you want to do is take all the studies and kind of consolidate the information, much like when we're doing the body of knowledge. What does the body of knowledge say? So you're going to integrate the information from each of the studies. So I expect to see multiple references within the same paragraph. So like I said, you just don't want to highlight one study, then the next, then the next. You want to really assimilate and consolidate that information to show what the general, this is a very modified process, show what the general body of knowledge actually shows about a particular issue. And if some studies contradict the others, and that's real important to indicate as well. So what you're going to do is just provide that literature review, and just kind of assimilate your concept. You're going to look at overall, that body of knowledge. You're wanting to know if there's any gaps in the findings, if there's any information that doesn't tick and tie, so to speak, so if there's contradictory information. As you're looking at causality, we really, again, want to look at those predisposing factors, reinforcing factors, enabling factors, and precipitating factors of the experience of health or disease. So I've included the page number that defines those concepts that will help you as you're doing your paper. In addition, you want to look at like I said earlier, with the web of causation and looking at those multiple factors that actually impact health. And it's real important to look beyond individual behaviors and choices, because many times those behaviors and choices are the result of something else, whether it would be an economic issue or if there's social issues involved, it may be policy. There are many things that impact our choices and how we actually behave in our everyday lives. So you want to go beyond that individual behavior, because we're talking big picture here, and we want to look at all those factors that actually impact health, and it's a very complex and multifaceted factors that really impact health. So with that being said, make sure that you think bigger and broader when you're looking at doing your web of causation. And if the web of causation, as far as putting the structure in your paper, is problematic to you, you may most certainly do it in a table format if that's easier for you. In your book, there are examples, like on page 186 of a web of causation, and it's pretty complex, but that will help you as you're trying to do your web of causation. And then there's, sorry, I scrolled up. There's also one that's not quite as complex, if I can get my book in the right place, that is on page 185, and there's another one on 184. So there's a couple of different examples for you to take a look at. The format is not the most important thing. You just want it to be neat and readable. The important thing is you're thinking about the complexity of the disease or health experience. So as you're winding down to your conclusion, you want to summarize, of course, your key points, and you want to address the generalizability of the data from the different studies that you've looked at. You also want to kind of elaborate on how what you found is going to impact your practice, or how it influences your practice. And of course, we do reflections, so we want to think about our thinking and think about what we've learned as well. So you want to include any aha moments that you may have had, what you've learned through the process. So just let me know if you have any particular takeaways from the assignment as well. So that's a real important piece, to really think about how you think based on the information that you gained through the assignment. And of course, we want to make sure that we follow APA format. Please refer back to the feedback that I provided in a previous paper and with the discussion boards, and know that within the course itself there are resources for you for APA. So refer back to that. And the paper that is entitled Bubbles within the section on APA in our course is really helpful as far as formatting, so you may want to refer to that as well. And of course, we want to make sure that we're demonstrating professional writing capabilities, and in general, this paper will be about 3 to 5 pages. Again, we're focusing on writing very clear and concise. As you know, this is a general recommendation. Sometimes the papers do go a wee bit over that. So let me know if you have any concerns, if you have any questions about this assignment. And again, I try to have you do the headings in the papers to provide structure to your paper, to make sure that you touch on every point. And one tip that I would like to share with you is as you're writing your paper, I would just have the rubric and just check off as you've covered each point on the rubric, because basically this is how I grade. So with that, let me know if you need anything. Take care, and I look forward to reading your papers.